Alright friends, we're back inside of Roblox's Tower Heroes today for a brand new update which just released yesterday. And look at this, I also have a Lampy follower now and an avatar change. Both of those are besides the point, but I do want you to know that when you click Lampy it does go on and off. Look at that. So the update that we just had introduced two new things. One was a Volcana Valley revamp, which I'm not actually that big of a fan of, but we'll get to that more in a moment. The other big thing that they added was that now you can actually go and you can buy skins from within the shop. You don't have to have like just a random guess at getting one of your skins anymore. You can still go and you can buy crates, but you don't have to, because you can actually go and you can actually buy skins for coins now. But you can't just go and you can't buy every single legendary and mythic skin in the game just like that. No, you have to have every other skin unlocked to be able and unlock a next skin. That made no sense. Let me explain. So in order to be able to buy uncommon skins in a crate, you have to have every single common skin in that crate. For example, if I bought this blue stars right here, I would have every single common inside of the wooden crate, I believe this is, and then I would be able to start buying all these uncommons. To be able to buy rare skins, you have to have every single uncommon skin in a crate. To buy legendary skins, you have to have every rare skin in a crate, and so on. I do think that it's super neat though. It's not just like you can't just go and you can't buy everything and you can't just look super pro all of a sudden, and all of the skins are super expensive, which I do like. That way it's still kind of a fair chance to everybody. They can kind of still get things on their own, and it's kind of still hard for them to get, but if they want to be able to get a certain skin, they can certainly do it. So let's go ahead now and jump into the main reason I'm sure many of you are here, and that is this new Volcano Valley revamp update. Alright, so here is the brand new map here inside of the game. It looks pretty cool, like from a art perspective. Definitely more detailed than the previous version. I'm not sure if I would say that I like it as much now that I'm actually here in it. I'm not a big fan of creepy things, and that castle kind of gives off a creepy vibe, and I'm not a big fan of like all of the skeletons lying around, but that's probably the idea they were going for, and in that light they nailed it. We still have pretty much the same path as we had before. It still has the circle around the volcano, and then it's a super long path till we get to the very end, which is right over here. People are definitely going to have their own opinions on this, but I actually like it. It still kind of gives that Volcano Valley kind of vibe to it. It's super cool, I think. We also have some brand new enemies as well. Again, not sure that I would say that I'm the biggest fan of these enemies or their types, kind of. These right here are fire goblins right here, and I'll throw some pictures up on the screen or some video right now of some other enemies that I've seen before here in the game. I was able to grind and get all of these skins, so I'll show the bosses as well right here. This one right here is the medium boss. Definitely looks different than before. This is now Fracture technically. And here's the hard boss as well. It used to be the Skeleton King we would try and take it down, but now it is not. It is Fracture technically. And speaking of those skins and defeating those bosses, I was actually able to get the brand new skins for this update as well, because there are some new skins. And just for those people who got the old skins on the old Volcano Valley for Fracture, those skins actually did end up staying in the game, so yippee if you want those, they ended up staying. But for now, let's go ahead and hop back into sandbox mode so that we can check out these brand new skins. Hey my friend, if nobody has told you yet today, you are seen, you're known, and you're loved by both Jesus and me. And if you are enjoying this video so far, please make sure to give it a like. Even consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy Tower Heroes content. We've got a Roblox fan group. The link is down in the description for that as well. We post some things there from time to time that's all exclusively there. And we also have merchandise that you can pick up for only 7 Robux, so make sure you go and check all of that out. But for now, let's get back into the Volcano Valley revamp update video. Alright, so we've got both of the skins loaded up here, and I'm fixing to display them in just a moment, but I do want to let you know that I'm going to give a biased and an unbiased opinion on these skins, because I do kind of have that on this one. We'll start off with my unbiased opinion on the new skin for Wizard. I want to say this is like a Fracture skin for Wizard. I'm not sure. I'll have to check just to make sure. Now, on an unbiased scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give this skin a I don't know, I think probably a 6. It's just a little small and basic in my opinion. There's not a lot of flashy stuff going on with this one, and it literally only has like a head and like floating clothes. I kind of see what they're going for here, but I wouldn't probably give it anything higher than this, but they did nail the design that they were going for. I haven't seen any skin like this in the game so far, and I'm kind of glad I haven't, because on a bias scale, I'm going to give this thing a fat 1 out of 10. I absolutely despise this skin. I might give it a 2 at the highest, but do you see how evil this thing looks? Not a fan of anything that's like evil or evil looking, anything that's freaky or gross like that. That's why I got some beef with El Goblino. I'm just not a fan of that at all, and I would never use this skin for wizard. I'm already not a big fan of the wizard just because it is a wizard, and I would even go as far to say is not recommending anybody to use this skin. If you have it, I would not recommend you use it whatsoever. This is not cool. This is evil. This is what this is. I understand that we are supposed to be defeating towers inside of this game which are evil, but there's no reason for one, for the heroes to look like this, and two, there comes a point in my opinion where things just get a little bit too evil looking, and trust me, there's some stuff that looks even worse than this, especially with the Halloween updates, and I will probably claim that boldly when that comes out. But let's stop ranting about that skin and let's start ranting about the next. So we're going to go ahead and skip to the hard mode skin. This is what you get for Fracture when you defeat it. It is the Skeleton King skin. The reason I'm not doing El Goblino is because I don't have it, and as you just heard earlier, I got some beef with that thing. That's why I don't have it. But if you want to know what that skin looks like, here is a picture of it right up here on the screen. If I was able to find any other pictures of the entire skin, I'll throw that up there as well. On a very unbiased rating of that skin, I would honestly give it probably a 7 or an 8. They did pretty well in detailing it and making it look like, I don't know, like he's cooking. On a bias scale, another 1 please. That skin looks honestly worse in my opinion than this one does for the wizard.
What's the deal with these people these days and their evil looking skins?
Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to Fracture, and you know that I'm going to have another unbiased and biased opinion on this one as well. We'll start out unbiased here as well, and yes, if I were to give this a rating of 1 to 10, I would probably give it a 8 or 9. On a very unbiased perspective, I think it does look very cool. They detailed it out super well, and I honestly like it better than the original Fracture skin, which we have, mainly because there's a full body now, and it just seems a little bit more calm than the other one. I'm not sure. The other one just looked like it was having an anxiety attack the entire time. I don't know. So from that perspective, it is a very cool skin. They did really a good job with it. But now for the bias rating, and this is totally my opinion as well, but I would give this a solid 2. Again, it's for the very same reasons as with the other ones. It just looks a little more evil than Fracture, and Fracture already looked pretty bad anyway. Bad being evil. And just to add to with the horns and like, I don't know, with the jigsaw kind of look, or the triangles for the teeth now, I'm not sure. It just doesn't look any better in my opinion. In fact, it might have gotten worse. I've never been a Fracture fan ever since the time I started this game, and certainly have not grown any more fond of it. So now that you've heard my opinion on every single thing inside of the update, it's time for me to give my unbiased and biased opinion here on the update. So let's go ahead and talk about my unbiased opinion here on the update, and if I was literally being very unbiased, I would say that this is update, like, it's a solid 8 or 9. The map revamp could even be a 10, but I'm probably going to stick with 9 mostly here, just so we don't go over the top, because they did add everything very nicely, and it is a huge advancement from what we had before with the old Volcano Valley. And again, on an unbiased perspective, we did have 3 new skins that entered into the game, and we were able to keep the old ones. The only thing that's keeping me from this being a 10 update is that it's not really a new map. We already had a Volcano Valley, and it was just replaced with another one, but in many ways it does feel like it's a brand new thing in comparison to the old one, so that's pretty cool. We do have new enemies as well. However, let's go ahead and talk about the bias best part of this update, which I do want to make known, and it's probably going to be a solid 2 in my opinion. Only reason it's not being kept from a 1 is because the map revamp actually does look pretty cool. I do like what they did with the place, but that's literally for art points only. The things that they did with it, I'm not a fan of. It honestly looks a little bit more like an underworld now versus like the Volcano Valley, which we had before.
Not that Volcana Valley didn't originally look like an underworld anyway, but they just made it look like even more now.
And of course, with the brand new skins that they added, I'm not a fan of at all. They just look super creepy, super evil in my opinion, which I absolutely despise. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this update. I'd love to hear your opinion on it as well, and give it a rating 1 through 10. I'd love to see those as well. But until next time, I will see you in the next Tower Heroes video.